Hello, thanks in advance for hopefully watching through this video. I'm going to need about 12 minutes to explain why after about 34 years as a realtor, I moved to eXp Realty along with my wife/business partner Marlene Braun and daughter Katie. My name is Blake Roberts. If you're getting this video, you know me. If you don't, maybe you've been spammed or something. I don't know, but maybe somebody sent it to you. So anyway, why we moved to eXp. First, let's talk about how a typical real estate franchise works. And I apologize, I'm going to refer to the odd note. If you know me, my videos are normally ad-libbed. I don't want to forget anything. But a typical real estate franchise is national or even international in nature. And there's a head office up here, then there's the regional offices, and then there's the franchises. And the franchise pays the regional office and the head office for being part of the company. They're helping contribute to all the expenses of running those buildings and the staff and everything. And then in addition to helping feed the regional offices and the head offices, they're also paying their own bills, their own building costs, their own staff, etc. Franchise assumes a lot of risk, but a lot of that risk they're mitigating by what they charge the realtors that work for them. And most franchises operate under this model. Coldwell Banker apparently started it in the early 1900s. C21, Keller Williams, Realty Execs, Realty World, Royal LePage, RE/MAX, they all followed over the years and essentially do the same thing, just with different features and whatnot. And for a number of years, the company really guided everything in terms of the home marketing. They paid everything in terms of the advertising costs and everything, and the realtor usually was charged pretty high split by the company that they worked for, usually about 50%. That's what I paid when I got in the business. But again, the company handled everything. 1973, along comes RE/MAX, and they offered realtors something different. They offered realtors the ability to market their own homes more as they saw fit, rather than the way the company said to do it. They offered realtors the ability to market themselves more, something that really didn't happen previously. It used to be all about strictly marketing, selling the home. And the way RE/MAX did this, they allowed realtors to keep 100% of their commissions, but they would pay a monthly fee to RE/MAX. RE/MAX was shaking things up. We would call them the disruptor today. Over the years, other companies kind of adjusted their models a little bit. Different commission splits were offered. They got turned a little bit more in the favor of the realtor. Other desk fees or other franchise fees, monthly fees were offered to compete with RE/MAX based upon the level of service that the company did or did not provide to the realtor. But bottom line is, things changed a little bit in terms of commission splits. 2009, Glenn Sanford, a Canadian, he founded a company, a cloud-based brokerage called eXp Realty. Glenn was a realtor in his previous life, top 50 in the world, I believe, with Keller Williams. And Glenn wanted to create a company that he would want to work at based upon what he saw, all the griping that we as realtors do about where we work. Glenn did something about it. He said, this is what I want, I'm going to build it. Glenn basically revolutionized the industry again. And he did this by changing 5 or 6 ways in which a real estate brand worked. First thing he did, number one, he eliminated the franchises and the regional offices. And when he eliminated the regional offices and the franchises, he eliminated a huge cost that was always passed along to the realtor. So instead of the realtor being down at the bottom of the food chain, suddenly they're up beside the head office. 2, because again, eXp is a cloud-based company, the savings that they have on buildings, they've invested that back into the realtor's success. They're not just saving money and keeping it. That wouldn't work, obviously. They wouldn't attract any realtors. Let's make realtors better. the areas they've invested that, in one case, they've invested it in platforms, CRMs and websites. As part of our small monthly fee that we pay eXp, they've brokered very, very, very affordable deals on CRMs and websites that we could not possibly get on our own to help realtors be better realtors. 3, another investment that eXp has done. They invest heavily, heavily in tech, so that they're not just a company that offers lower fees and keeps everything bargain basement. They invest this in making the realtors better. In this case, through something called the eXp World. What eXp World is, it's a virtual world where right now we have minimum 80 hours of training available to us on a weekly basis. If you want to learn how to do better open houses from the best agents in the company, if you want to do better video marketing, if you want to learn better client marketing, if you want to learn compliance issues, if you want to stay up to date more. We walk into a virtual auditorium. You create an avatar of yourself, so you're not just listening, you're walking into a room. You see who's there, and you can have sidebar conversations on chat with realtors to discuss what you're learning. It invites you to want to go into these rooms. It's not just like an audio recording where, I don't know about you, but I never listen to those things. This is a meeting room I want to go to. Our sales meetings, all I've ever known in all my years of real estate was going to the office and sitting in a room with my colleagues where I work. Not that I didn't love seeing them, but now what we do is we walk into our virtual auditorium, and my sales meetings that I attend are provincial in nature. I'm sitting in a room with realtors not only from Kelowna, where we live. I'm talking to realtors from Vancouver, Penticton, Nanaimo, Abbotsford, you get it everywhere. Again, the opportunities for networking and growth are so much better. Where am I? I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. eXp recognizes that the realtor is the brand. And I think this is important because too many of the big brokerages now, they're putting too much value in their logo. eXp recognizes that the realtor is the brand, and the realtor is ultimately who grows the company. eXp is a publicly traded company, and they reward their realtors with shares in that company. And they do this in 3 different ways. Number 1, our first sale of every year, we receive $400 in company stock. 2, you have the option as a realtor of investing up to 5% of your commission, every dollar you make, 5% of it, you can buy eXp company stock at a 20% discount. So think about it. Company stock's trading at $10, you're buying it at $8, instant profit. And then if you're a higher producing realtor, this is something I could talk about in person or probably do another video. If you're a higher producing realtor, the stock benefits that you receive blow. This is where eXp blows out of the water what your net is going to be versus where you are right now. 5th thing, and remember I said that eXp recognizes that the realtor is the brand. They also recognize that a lot of the reason companies grow, a lot of the reason other realtors come to a company is because of the realtors that are there. eXp shares 3.5% of its profit with realtors on a revenue sharing agent attraction model. So where you work now, every time a new realtor comes in to your company, they're essentially competition for you. Now you're sharing in some of the profits. For us, eXp has changed the way we think about real estate, and it's certainly changed what we expect from our company. Think about it. You're a realtor. At the end of the year, when you're wrapping everything up, what would you rather get? from your broker? A handshake and a plaque for doing what you did, or company stock in a company that you're an owner in? For us, it's a no-brainer. Think about how different life is and how different technology is today. Think about cars of 20 years ago versus today. Think about cars of 5 years ago versus today. Think about the internet, what's happened there. Think about how different the internet is and how different computers are. Think about how real estate has changed so drastically and how we market ourselves and how we market homes. Think about this for a minute, especially if you've been in the business 20 years or even 10. As different as real estate is and how we market real estate, has your company really changed that much? Think about your company of 20 years ago and how much they're really doing things so similar to what they used to do. It's kind of out of step with so many other ways business has evolved. Think about how much value you gain out of walking physically into your office every day. If you're an agent that gets huge value out of that, then this conversation, you might as well shut up this video. But if you're questioning how much value you get out of walking into your office, just think about it. One other thing, I'm going to wrap up right now, cloud brokerage, because I think that's a little foreign to some people. What exactly does a cloud brokerage mean? Because I didn't quite understand it. Our business hasn't changed at all. We have our conveyancing staff. They're real people just like they were before. I don't do any more work than I used to do. I upload my contracts. I never walked my contracts into my office. I uploaded them on my computer to our staff at our local office. Now I upload them on my computer to my transaction coordinator I think she's in Vancouver. I think she's in Vancouver. But if I have an issue, I can talk to her on chat. If I have an issue, I pick up the phone and I talk to her just like I did at my old office. Our brokers. We have right now 3 amazing brokers. I talk to them anytime I want. I don't physically see them maybe, but I call them just like I do now. And trust me, our brokers are very experienced and they ride us for compliance just as much or more than I've ever been ridden for compliance. We all know how real estate's changed and how our duty of care is so high. This company is very serious about compliance. I hear sometimes, it's a virtual broker. It's a real person. He's just not standing next to me. It's not a fairy up in the sky that's my broker. It's a person. I think that's it. Let me check my notes. Definitely last thing. eXp, I didn't talk too much about the models. I talked about revenue sharing and stock options and eXp World. eXp, because of what they offer realtors, it's a company that appeals to big producing realtors. It certainly appeals to teams, and you'll want to hear why. If you're a new realtor, it appeals to you because of the training and the technology to make you better. And if you're a realtor that's thinking about retirement down the road, it will appeal to you. That's it. Anyway, probably took up more time than I said, 14 minutes. If you want to learn a little bit more about the company, would love to talk. If not, that's totally cool too. If you're in Kelowna, hopefully we do a deal together soon. And thanks for watching.